till
Only have a
September.
couple. Yep, I know, right? And we are live.
Boom.
Oh, I think you're muted on Discord.
I'm
That's all set.
unmuted on Discord now. I know
Welcome
my
back
soul.
to
I
the
hadn't
weekly
said
AMA.
anything yet. It doesn't count as me being muted if I'm not talking. So
There you go. Let's get these announcements out.
rocking the LeoFinance merch. Yeah, I got it like a bigger screen thing. So zoom out. Actually, I need a bigger green screen. If I zoom out, I think it doesn't cover. Yeah, and then it catches my laptop as well. Still don't see it. It's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. All right, Leo TV chat. Welcome all once again. Appreciate your patience in the pregame.
Pregame.
I already forgot and remembered the keywords for the day. I'm saying keywords from now on because I don't think it's been a keyword since the first instance. All right, announcements are out. Let me open the YouTube and see who's hanging out in YouTube with us. Oh, you know what? Let me close. I got my Schwab trading thing open. No looking at options while we're on the AMA.
Do it live. Do it live.
All right, so May 30th. Wow. Last show of May, and that is crazy. We're entering into the halfway point of the year.
Yeah, it's wild.
I think the only thing to say to that is when moon.
Soon.
Yes, soon.
Moon in June.
Moon in June sounds good. We'll see if Bitcoin does it. Leo probably.
Leo's gonna do it.
Bitcoin teasing people. Nice green candle the other day. I was like, uh-oh, here we go. And then I did a post yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I looked and I'm like, oh, I didn't see that descending triangle that has formed over the last couple of months. And then sure enough, where did price hit its head? Right on that descending trend line. And then reverse red candle. I was like, son of a bitch. Only because I put a trade on. I put a trade on at 27, well, just on the 27K when we got that reversal candle that, you know, usually leads to upside. So, I mean, we got some upside. Obviously, we got above 28K. I could have took the profits. I mean, percentage wise, it was a sick trade, but I was just looking at the dollars. But yeah, I had to take profit in at like 29.5 because I was hoping we'd just come back up, you know, to the top area of the range but we've been in. But I don't know, that descending triangle is no bueno. And, you know, we only got that one green candle. Outside of that, it's been pretty meager movement and the volume hasn't been anything. So I don't know. Stock market went up Friday. It's up today. So you would hope crypto would go up. I know that a crap ton of futures contracts expired on Friday, and apparently 27K was the big price. So basically those people lost money. And I was like, all right, sweet. Now Bitcoin's free to go up. And sure enough, it went up over the weekend after all those things expired. All those people would be in the money right now. Not a lot, but they'd be in the money. So yeah, it was some like ungodly amount. So didn't surprise me that we saw some green this weekend, but when we didn't get follow through, I was like, why not? And then I was like, to the charts. And I saw the descending triangle. And I was like, son bitch. Not that technicals play out all the time, but from time to time they do. They're good reference points.
So where do you see us going next?
Feels like a Talking Head song right now, Road to Nowhere. Which is a really good song for anyone that's like over the age of 35 and probably knows it. Forget how old I'm getting. It's ridiculous. But hopefully Taskmasters. I almost called him Threadmaster. He should change his name to Threadmaster.
He really should. That should be his alt.
I'm calling him
Threadmaster.
Threadmaster for now on. Hey, Task, if you're listening, anytime I say Threadmaster, I'm talking about you. But yeah, Threadmaster definitely knows some talking heads. Um, but yeah, I don't really know where I see it going. I mean, let me pull up the chart right now. I mean, again, we got that stupid descending triangle, so we have to break out of that. So where I see us going is more of what we're doing right now, just stuck sideways as this range narrows, and then eventually we're either going to break down or or break out of the triangle. Um, I don't go too crazy with the triangle patterns, but when I see ones that are like pretty clear um over the course of a couple months, then I'll give it a little bit of credence. But yeah, I don't know. So far, we just hit that upper trend line and got a little red. So in theory, that should mean we're going to go back down to 26, 27K support. But at the end of the day, it's all a crapshoot. So, but yeah, I'm not bullish until I see us get above that descending triangle. So we need to essentially, I mean, obviously that number goes down as time goes on, but like right now, if we broke out, we'd have to be above 28.5. We'd have to close above 28.5. And that, we'll go down and down, that 28K would be the number basically in a little over a week, because again, descending trend line. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's been weird. We're holding this upper range, which is great. Barely. I mean, it poked through it twice now. It even closed below it. When it was down in the 26s. And then we got, 4 green candles over the holiday weekend. And now it's red again. So it keeps looking like the bears want to take it down, and then they're like, and the buyers just step in. But like, it just looks like it's hanging on by a thread.
By a
So
thread, you say?
yes, exactly. By a thread. Play on words we will have. Anyway, so yeah. That's random Bitcoin talk. Let me get back into the Leo chat. And all sorts of chatter. But yeah, so
I can run
what's
through a
up?
couple of UI updates and then
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's go through the Leo updates. Obviously the update on the UI for the long form posting happened, and that's been a nice change. I've wrote a few long form posts since the UI update. I even did a post on the new UI. So yeah.
what do you think? What do you think of it, the publishing UI?
It's good. I mean, obviously there's a little, there's a bug here or there still. But for the most part, the layout was the thing. Like the layout and basically the user experience is 10 times better. So it's easy to go there and post. Like I said, the only main bug that I still see is in the drafting section, where it cuts off the word. Like you get to the end of like the box, and then like let's say you're writing the word. Let's say you're writing the word before, right? And you get like BF, and then it takes you to the other line, and then like you type ORE. It doesn't like bring the obviously usually if you hit the space bar, it does so, which doesn't really change anything, because when you look at the preview, it's fine on the preview, it's fine on the post. It's just a little annoying when you're writing the post. But that's, for me, that's the only bug I see left. I mean, I'm sure there might be other little things people have noticed, but outside of that. So as far as drafting and writing, as far as long form, like browsing and consuming long form content, I think it's good, and I'm assuming this is happening to other people besides me. I'm assuming it's good because it forces people to actually read the post. But sometimes, I'll just read the title and the little bit of intro you can see and want to just vote it. And anytime I hit the vote button on long form content, it opens up the post, and then I have to scroll all the way to the bottom and vote. And I don't know if that was designed like that on purpose or if that's a bug. But that's I don't know, a little annoying for me, but at the same time, it's good because it forces me to open the post and I actually like read the rest of it. So I
Yeah,
don't know
no,
if
that
you,
is not intended. That will get
okay,
fixed in the major long form update that is on the way, that was being built over the weekend. So yeah,
cool.
that will get fixed.
And then also I know like I don't know if we're gonna be able to toggle between, like right now when you go to long form, like I saw you updated it, it's called articles now. You go to articles, obviously that's top trending. And then I'm like, well, how do I see other shit? I'm like, I can't flip between anything. And then I noticed like you scroll down, you pass like the trending, the handful of trending, and then you get to like the new section just by scrolling down. Because from what I can tell, I can't like where it says trending, I'm like, oh, maybe I can click on that and then like go to new or whatever. So I don't know if the plan is to create that where you can toggle, or if the plan is to leave it as it is and you just have to scroll past the trending to see like the new section.
Yeah, yeah. So the long form, and I'll just jump into the update for it. The long form content is very bare bones right now. It originally was called the explore page, but I got some good feedback. I don't remember who said it, but someone said it on Threads, that like the tab saying explore just made it seem like it was just more threads or something,
Yeah.
instead of thinking like, oh, this is long form blog articles. So someone suggested that we should change it to blogs. I don't really love that terminology. So then we came up with articles instead, and then that little blog icon. So that really was I honestly, I think that was a really tiny change, but a really big change, in terms of the experience. Like you see articles and you immediately know what it is. So I'm actually a huge fan of that change. And I think it explains a lot more clearly what you're getting when you click that. The next, so that was just kind of a surface level change. The thing that we've been working on this weekend is to build out the, more finalized version of long form content feeds. So I'm hoping to have it out this week. And it's going to really change the long form experience on LeoFinance, in a lot of ways. So what you were just saying, where it's kind of hard to find and flip between the feeds, that's going to get completely fixed. You're going to have like really easy shortcuts to flip between your feeds and the major feeds that you use on a regular basis. And then on top of that, basically the long form is basically a full redesign. Like this is just very bare bones. We just put it there so that long form had a spot. But the new UI is going to be really nice, for long form. So the long form on the long form that we've come up with, I think is going to be far superior to anything you guys have ever seen or used. And on top of that, we've got a pretty big update and announcement that I won't spill beans on, but something that people have talked about for a long time in terms of opening up more users into LeoFinance, that are already on Hive, and getting more of them to write posts from LeoFinance and use it for long form. We've got a huge update on that front. So I've been working with Eric a little bit to get this all ready, and I'm excited to launch it. And I think what it's going to do is bring a lot of people who are doing long form on Hive already over to LeoFinance to do their long form content, in our LeoVerse. So that's going to be a huge change, in my opinion, for the better. And we've been talking a little bit about ad revenue lately. So you've got this big change coming for the long form content, and you've got a lot of updates that have rolled out for threads. And I'll just run through them really quickly. So if you guys click the three dots, if next to any thread, if you click the three dots, you'll notice that there's a couple of features that we added. So you can see copy, link, downvote, and rethread. Those weren't there before, obviously. And if you post a thread and you hit the three dots, I'm trying to find a thread that I posted. Hold on. if you click a thread that you posted and you hit the three dots, you get copy link, downvote, rethread, edit, and delete. So you get a lot of functionality. We added a lot of functionality to the UI. Obviously, you can't rethread yet, so we have that grayed out. The next major update to the Leo Cache will allow rethreading. That's a pretty big backend update that we have to deploy, which also has some simultaneous effects of allowing us to scale to more threads. I mean, we're at, I don't remember the latest numbers, but we're somewhere over 6,000 threads per day. Eric would have the exact numbers, but the amount of threads posted per day has been increasing exponentially. So, you know, we definitely need to deploy some scaling updates, and that stuff is coming with the Leo Cache update that's on the horizon, and then rethread will kind of be baked into that. But yeah, being able to edit and delete your threads is awesome. So if you delete your thread, it'll say this thread has been deleted. You probably have seen it in red text. Obviously, if someone takes that link and they go to the Hive blockchain, like hiveblockexplorer.com, they can see the history of that thread. So yes, you can delete your threads from the front end, but if you go dig into the blockchain, you can find, or you can edit them. If you dig into the blockchain, you can find the history of that thread. So you can see what was originally posted, and it never disappears because it's all on chain. So we added those features. What else? And like you said, we launched the publishing UI. What else did we do? We did obviously a bunch of bug fixes. That's kind of the theme of May is bug fixing. And what else we got? We've been doing a lot on the, so this I'll transition into ads. We've been doing a lot of work on the ads front to make them more efficient. Also to partner with some new ad networks, just to kind of play around and see how we can get the most out of our ad revenue, which means that we are also on the verge of releasing the Leo Ads smart contract. So I think that's going to be a huge, and a lot of people in the community and team have been talking about how June is probably going to be a huge month for the Leo token. May has already been really good to us. We're up, I think, like 60, maybe 70% in terms of the Leo price. So, you know, I think June is going to be really interesting to see, you know, as we roll out some of this Leo ad stuff. That's kind of what I feel like a lot of people, you know, and you look at some of the major community leaders, a lot of people have been on the lookout for this ads update since really for the last like almost 2 years. So, you know, we've been working on ads and trying to come up with a really good model that was sustainable and good for the Leo token economy, and also good for users, and something that made sense for Web3. So a lot of that work is kind of coming to a head, and it's going to go live in the very near sooniverse, probably in the next 2 weeks, if I had to guess. Eric just posted a chart. So we are at, oh wow. So we are at like, yeah, so it looks like we're about 6,000 threads a day. Obviously, we had that huge day for that thread event last Sunday. Not last Sunday, but the Sunday before. Huge. Where we did 20,000 threads in a single day, which is fucking nuts. So yeah, love to see that. I'm excited to see another huge threads event like that, because we had some scaling issues when we hit 20,000 threads that day. But we did deploy some stuff that I think we can scale beyond that now, but we'll only know if you guys make enough threads to test it. So all of that's been going on. You guys can keep I'm reading the threadcast while I talk. I see a lot of questions about when's the next ad revenue update. So that I think you'll see probably in the next 2 weeks, but you'll keep seeing some updates to the ads on the UI. So you've probably noticed that there's ads in more spots, and there's ads in different spots, and the ad banners actually rotate while you're looking at them, which creates more impressions. A lot of cool stuff that we've implemented that I'm excited about. So threads have been like this huge increase for ad revenue, because you obviously have a lot more clicks, you have a lot more time on site, you have a lot more engagement. You know, with short form content, you're clicking around and seeing stuff a lot more. With this long form update, I think we're going to be able to bring over a lot of people who maybe aren't fully sold on Leo and don't really care to do short form, but they do want to do long form in terms of commenting, reading, writing posts. So this new long form update, I'm really excited to see how many users we can bring over. from Hive, and then obviously from the outside world into Leo, but specifically for long form. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to have a huge impact on ad revenue alongside, the impact that we're seeing of all this new threads activity. So keep threading, keep doing long form. I think it's going to be huge, as the cat would say.
Yes, Cat likes the long form still. I thread here and there. I openly admit threading is not my first love, but then again, I was never much of a Twitter user either. So there is a place for everyone in LeoFinance. Come one, come all. You can find what fits for you.
Yep. Another update I missed is we added an update for payout displays. So you might have noticed, especially on long form, but also on threads. If you hover over the payout display, it shows you the HBD breakdown. I know that there's been a little bit of confusion about how that works. So basically, if you look at a long form post, if you looked at a long form post before this update, you would see that it was earning like $4 or $5 or something. That was only the Leo payout portion of what it was earning. But now, like, I'm looking at one of Addicted's posts and he's earning $54 for it. If you hover over it, you see that he's earning 91.413 Leo and he's earning 49.939 HBD. So that 49.939 HBD is actually the Hive payout that he's getting from the Hive rewards pool. And then obviously the 91.4 Leo is the Leo rewards pool. And then the total dollar figure that you see is the dollar value of both pool payouts. So it's the actual full amount that is being earned from that post. And then obviously, if you know how the pool is split, it's 50-50 with authors and curators. So you see $54 and you can know that Addicted is getting $27 for that post, and the curators are getting $27. And that's split between Leo and HBD. And you can see the split of the Leo HBD amounts when you hover. So I think that's kind of a cool change also for long form, because being able to see the total value of what you're actually earning rather than just seeing the Leo value is valuable. And it's something that we didn't really have before, even on the old UI. So that also is working for threads. So if someone's upvoting with high power and Leo power on your threads, you're going to see the full amount that you're getting for that. So it definitely has, and it's not like we're like, it's not a, it's showing the real value of what is being earned rather than, just the Leo value. So it's almost, the fact that it's doing that makes it feel a lot more rewarding when you're on threads and, the long form section, because now you're actually seeing that full amount. So, I think it's really cool that people from the outside might come in and see Addicted as an author earning, $50 a post, and they're like, well, shit, I'm writing on Medium and I'm making $0. There's a guy over here making 50, and his articles aren't even good. Just kidding. So yeah, I think that's a big feature in terms of getting the outside world maybe motivated to create more threads and long form. I'm seeing a lot of threads now that are earning like 50 cents or more, and they were always earning 50 cents or more. But the thing is that you just didn't see that high portion of the reward, and now you're seeing it. So excited about that. I think that's pretty much it in terms of like UI updates recently. Other than that, it's just boring bug fixes, backend fixes.
Well, I just threaded asking how one gets the juicy payouts like Addicted. So maybe the answers will be write quality content, or maybe they won't. But
well, there is a new set of curation rules for LeoFinance, and
which sadly I do not remember, and nor probably will ever even follow. But
it's not, it's not for the weak. It's not.
Do we know? Yeah, I know. I remember. Trust me, I remember Eric listing it, and I'm like, that sounds like a lot of work, and stuff.
Well, the thing is, the best way to look at it is if you do activities that you, just logically speaking, know are good for LeoFinance in terms of growing the platform. Like you comment on people's posts, you create threads, you create long form content consistently. Things that are just naturally good for the platform. If you just do those things, you're going to end up on the lists. But if you want to learn how you can game it and be really optimal and efficient, you can read through all the rules, get a really good understanding of them, and then play the game that way. So there's two ways to play it. Like, just do good things for the platform and you're gonna end up winning in the end, or find your optimal niche of what you should be doing and do specifically that stuff. But yeah, it's definitely do-gooders. Exactly. If you're a do-gooder, you're gonna get upvotes. That's pretty much how it works. Which is
Do good things.
Exactly.
Sounds
so
like pretty much a good motto in life in general.
pretty much. So yeah, it's we call it the meritocracy update for curation, where it's all based on merits now. It's not based on your name recognition on the platform. It's not based on just randomly getting upvotes here and there, which is kind of it was very random before. And a lot of the reason for that is just because between curators and me just kind of looking through our feeds and upvoting who we saw creating good content, it was highly randomized, and it was okay for what it was, up until this point, but it's time to transition into a bit bigger and better future where our user base has tripled. There's a lot more people creating both long form and short form content through Leo. And not everyone can get upvoted, but the randomization I think was really bugging people, because they would create 5 posts and one might get upvoted one per week, and then they might go a couple weeks without any upvotes, and it feels demotivating to not know how you're getting rewarded or when. And I think this update brings a level of certainty to getting upvoted in terms of, okay, if I do these right things, then I'm going to be getting upvoted consistently over a long period of time. And I think that's the meritocracy that curation should be based on. So we've done a lot of really cool updates for the curation stuff, and I'm going to start talking with Eric about running a report every month on curation breakdowns and who's getting upvoted, how much they're getting upvoted, how much rewards are getting sent to the community through those upvotes, and making sure that everybody has a very clear view on who's getting upvoted, why they're getting upvoted, how and when they're getting upvoted. That's really important to me, is that transparency part of it. So I think the curation has radically improved ever since that update, and now it's just time to keep pushing forward with it, and then share some reports on all that stuff so you guys can see exactly what's happening.
Awesome. Also, I know community polls seem to be doing well.
Yeah, so there's the weekly author polls that various communities have set up, and every Friday they basically launch a poll, and you get to pick the author of the week in each community, and then that author of the week gets a bunch of upvotes when they win the poll. And I think we added it up. There's like over 20 million hive power that we have being utilized for that author of the week initiative. So if you guys aren't getting involved in those polls and the author of the week stuff, and the communities that are really taking lead on that, then I highly recommend looking into it if you want to get more upvotes on your content. They Call Me Dan, OCDB, Block Trades, and us. So the 4 of us are doing curation through that, and we, between all of us, have I think more than 20 or even maybe more than 30 million. Eric knows the number. More than 20 or 30 million hive power. And if you want to get those juicy upvotes, then you got to get involved. So that's the key. Get involved, get upvoted.
Indeed. What I know there was a post, probably more than one post, but as far as the Leo curation, the kind of like guidelines, so to speak, parameters to best set oneself up to get curation votes, where's the easiest place to find that information?
Definitely that curation post would be the #1 spot. Let me grab the link for everybody.
Sweet. I will put it in the recap post. Yes, Stevenson said, do good things. General motto in life. We got a handful of people over in YouTube with us as well. Oh, actually, we got 7 people watching over on YouTube. What is up, YouTube folk? And what is up to all our Discord friends? I like that we're seeing new names each week, along with fellow Lions that apparently are doing some more things. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I saw something about, where is it? Leo AMA recap, Cryptoholics banter style show coming in Spanish from Sunseeker and Crypto Geek, and apparently also in Portuguese from Tokenized Society.
Oh,
And DVD friend, is that an actual user? That's actually kind of an epic name if so. But yeah, that would be that's pretty cool stuff. Back over to the chat.
I see a question from Addicted about Leo making a push to get listed on a 3-speak SIP LP if it ever launches. Yeah, we would definitely look into it if and when it does launch. You know, I'm a big believer in having liquidity decentralized in a lot of different places. So definitely, I'd definitely look into it when it goes live.
Of course, Addicted knew something about Adapt doing something that has to do with liquidity and listings.
I see. I'm just going to run through
In the know.
rapid fire. He is in the know. I'm going to rapid fire through some of the
Threadstorm?
Threadcast. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
stuff
all
that I
you.
see.
Because like I said, I'm monitoring everything else. The
All right.
Threadcast is all you.
All right, I'm on it. There's 150 comments, so but they look like they're pretty quick questions, so I think I can rapid fire. Someone asked when emojis soon. So we actually had emojis and GIFs on the UI, but we had to remove them because they were causing a lot of app errors. They were incompatible with some of the stuff we were building. So we removed them temporarily and we got to rewrite them. So they will be back in the Sooniverse as soon as we get a rewrite going. So that is going to happen soon. I actually just made a note for the devs asking them when.
Oh, that would be epic if when you ask the devs when they say soon. I think people
sometimes they do just to fuck with me.
Hilarious.
Let's see here. When auto refresh? Actually, we're working on that right now. So I would say very soon. You're gonna see that very soon. So very, very soon. Probably this week if I had to guess, but I always say that, you never know. When tap top bar to auto scroll to the top. Yeah, we actually had that. I don't know if you guys remember. It was there for like less than a day. It was there for probably an hour or two. But we had to remove it because it was causing app errors. So we removed it, put it back on the drawing board. But that will get rolled out with the auto refresh update. So once we have that stuff rewritten, it will go live at the same time. Nifty also asked, is there any progress on fixing image uploads when using Hive Signer? Yeah, so we actually had an issue where when you were logged in with Hive Signer, Hive Keychain, or no, Hive Signer, Keychain Mobile, or the Leo Auth, which is direct with your posting key. Those three methods, you couldn't upload images. So a lot of people have that issue where they're on mobile and they might be using one of those login methods and they haven't been able to upload images. We fixed it for the Leo Auth and for the Keychain mobile app. The last one that fixes Hive Signer, we run into some issues with that. But I am hoping to have that fixed really soon. So there is progress and hopefully the update will be rolled out very shortly. When can we expect a new and big update on the LeoFinance website? Example, posting and publish interface, settings, etc. You must have missed the update last week where we updated the posting and publish interface. So that got updated last week. The long form content, I kind of jumped into that a little bit earlier in the show, but there's a huge update coming for long form in general. But that publishing UI already got a big update. And we're gonna send a bug fix out sometime this week for what the cat described, the text wraparound in the publish UI. I'm gonna push the devs to get a fix out for that. Is Cal even going to look in threads and read what is here, or is he going to show how he loves him some Web 2 and follow Discord? No, I'm reading these threads right now. Taskmaster. When we
Threadmaster getting feisty.
He's getting feisty in there.
Listen, Threadmaster, I love my Web 2.0, and you do too. Don't front because you're all over threads like you've moved into the future. You're an old dog like me. You know you love your Web 2.
L Jats asks, when we delete a duplicate message, does it delete both messages or the duplicate only? It seems both disappear. I'm not sure what you mean by a duplicate message. If you mean that you're posting 2 threads and you delete one of them, it will only delete the one that you deleted because they're each different entries on the blockchain. But I'm not sure what you mean by duplicate messages. I haven't seen any duplicates.
I like what Time Traveler said. Can you hold Leo to 5 cents? I need to buy, but no one is selling. Well, I will say this, Time Travelers. A, I don't think the Leo price can be held at 5 cents. And B, it's not surprising that no one's selling. I'll tell you what, when Leo gets to 20 cents, I will sell you some. I'm so nice. I know.
The cat is a seller. The cat is a seller.
I will sell you some at 20 cents.
He's a fudster. 20 cents is fun.
20 cents will be a discount by the end of the year.
Yeah, obviously no one can hold the Leo price, but I know it's kind of a half joke, but we have kind of seen that there aren't any sellers, and the recent changes on May 1st. It's crazy that there's only been a month. I feel like a whole year has happened in the month of May.
Leo and I am strong.
Strong together. I feel like a whole year has happened in the month of May, and we, not only did we launch the new UI, and we've had literally an update every single day to the UI in terms of bug fixes and features and all sorts of stuff. But the new tokenomics went live on May 1st. We kind of slid that in there, which is that the bounties fund is over in terms of inflation, and now it actually buys back Leo every day to distribute to delegators. So it's buying back about 10,000 Leo a day, and you can really see the impact of not having any sellers of Leo, because when it's buying back, the Leo price has gone from 3 cents to 5 cents just because there's no buyers. So I mean, it has to buy from all the different pools. It's putting orders on Leo decks. So some people have been tracking how the bid orders have really stacked up on Leo decks, and the price of Leo has really started to gain on the price of Hive. So I think where were we at May 1st? We were at 0.08 Leo or 0.08 Hive per 1 Leo. And now we're at 0.145. So almost a 2x in the Leo Hive ratio, which is pretty interesting to see. I think a lot of people are expecting that we'll see a 1-to-1 ratio in a not too distant Sooniverse, which would put Leo at about 35 cents. So, if it continues like this, where the bounties fund is buying from an illiquid market and there's nobody that really wants to sell at these prices, then it becomes pretty obvious what happens to the price. And then obviously that ad smart contract, if it theoretically might possibly in the Sooniverse go live in the next 2 weeks, that could have some interesting impacts. I was purposefully vague with that, by the way. Ability to copy thread links without the old format is good. Hope that can happen with long form also. Yeah, we've done a lot of updates with links and compatibility and stuff. So hopefully you see the impact of that. Deep Research said, I managed to view ads on threads. I keep it open 24 hours a day. Well, sir, you are contributing to our growing ad revenue. So thank you. Right click and open threads in a new tab would be great from Taskmaster, and Tokenized Society seconded this motion. I actually saw that earlier and I added it to our board for updates. So you will probably see that updated in the Sooniverse.
The Red Master just going after you today.
He is. He really is. He's not pulling his punches. Looking
Did you
forward to see the
see
first.
in Discord, Finguru talked about apparently there's a Web3 Shark Tank. Web3 Shark
Oh, I
Tank is
didn't see
streaming
that.
soon.
Interesting.
I don't know. I tagged a Nomad Soul on it. I was like, is LeoFinance planning to pitch on killer whales? It's a Shark Tank of Web3. We can also apply to get a wildcard entry. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, might be good for
I'm more
exposure.
curious about though, like, what's the point of it? Because like with Shark Tank, it's about like raising money and or selling a piece of your company, and with decentralized um applications, those things kind of sort of don't really make much sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I'm gonna
interesting
have
to see how
to,
that shakes out.
yeah, I'm gonna check that post out and just dig in a little bit after the show. It'd be interesting to see what that show's about. It's a good idea, like for whoever's doing it, but I mean, obviously exposure for the win. Because that's the reality with all
Exactly.
those Shark Tank. Even the people that don't make deals end up making a crap ton of money because it's just like, well,
Right.
you just had millions and millions of people see about your product.
Yeah, a lot of people just go on Shark Tank for the exposure. So
Oh,
you can
100%.
tell that they don't even want to deal. But yeah, maybe a Nomad Soul will look into it, see if we can get some exposure. Obviously, we don't have the need for fundraising and stuff like that. So maybe an exposure play though. Anderson asked, looking forward to see that first ad revenue report. I think community will get really fired up about that. So the question is when. The answer is soon. When the ability to use the Leo token through the Hive Lightning app for it to easily be converted into Bitcoin and purchasable with Bitcoin. I have no idea. I honestly, I haven't really used the Hive Lightning app. I have heard that they have a lot of cool updates. I know Brian of London is the point man on that. So, you know, maybe Eric or someone in the community could reach out to him and see what that would entail to get the Leo token added to that. Obviously, there's the ERC20 version of Leo, which is Wrap Leo. You got the Bet20 on BSC, and then you've got the Polygon version of Leo. So, and then also obviously the Hive Engine version. But I assume Hive Engine wouldn't be supported on the Hive Lightning app. I don't know though. So yeah, maybe someone can get the details on that. Effing Guru said doesn't hurt to apply. Debuzz applied too. Yeah, I mean, I'd be open to applying if you know, on an exposure play, but in terms of raising capital, that's not really something that's feasible. You know, I know other apps are more centralized and raise capital and maybe, you know, sell a percentage of their company or whatever. I don't know how they do that, but like Mitch was saying, I mean, with stuff that's more decentralized like Leo, where, you know, there's no real like fund in terms of like a team fund that I can sell in order to raise capital to do development. That's not really feasible for us, or I mean, it's really not necessary either. So bootstrap all the way.
You know what is necessary? The keywords for the Zila campaign. Speaking of, apparently the Zila campaign ends on June 10th. All adventures finish on June 10th, except for the Threads one, which the deadline is on apparently May 31st, aka tomorrow.
Wow.
So go grind, says Anoma.
Grind it up. Grind it up.
And apparently we're crushing it. We're almost at 200,000 threads for May. So we got basically a day and a half to crack 200K.
Does anyone know how many comments were made on the Hive blockchain on a monthly basis before, like not including threads? I'm curious because I think threads, if we did 200,000 threads this month, I think that is a huge chunk. That might even be more comments than was made on Hive.
Where's Dallas? Where's Dallas when we need him?
Right? Someone's got to have that metric. How many comments does the Hive blockchain average per month prior to threads having 200,000 threads?
Find the data. Where are the turtles? Yeah, so
in the hat Dallas. I love it.
We're breaking records. What do we got? We got 1,400 monthly active users in May thus far. So I believe that is obviously a new high. So with that said, the keyword is breaking records or keywords.
Did I hear
Breaking
keyword?
records. I will drop it in the chat and I will drop it in the YouTube chat. Where do we go? Addicted just posted some stuff. Number of comments on Hive. Boom. Dal's already has it. Dal's Shorts. Number of comments on Hive is up. There you go. Yeah, I knew Dal's would have it. And then Addicted posted it. All right. Breaking records. Boom.
I got a few whens and soons to run
Keyword.
through.
Breaking records. People probably don't even spell it with my New York accent. We should have some fun with that and just use like every cliche New York accent word. Just be like, keyword of the week, water and coffee, chocolate, water.
So a Nomad Soul has told me that there is I know he's been grinding on a bunch of partnerships for Leo outside of Hive. There's a lot of apps that he's talking to, a few really big ones, and then a bunch of like mid-sized ones. So there's apparently a dApp called Sanner, and they're launching a trading league specifically for the Leo club that they're calling it. And there's going to be big prizes in terms of Leo and Sanner. So that is the first I've heard of it, but sounds like a huge partnership and a lot of prizes that are going to be given away. So stay tuned for that. Also looks like there's live leaderboards coming. So it looks like Eric's working with Bala. I'm sure a lot of you know him from Hive, and they're working on some live leadership website or live leaderboard website. And then obviously that is going to coincide with the one that we're building directly on the LeoFinance UI. So that'll be interesting. I think a lot of people have been looking forward to some sort of leaderboards for a long time. Mitch, you already covered that the Zelia campaign ends on June 10th. So all the adventure quests finish on June 10th, except for the threads one, which finishes tomorrow. So if you need to make some threads, it sounds like you need to start doing it today. What else do we got here? I think that pretty much covers it.
Cool. As far as the keywords, I don't know if there's a space between them or not. So try both. That is out of the cat's pay scale.
If you want to, I think we've covered all the wins and soons. So let's wrap up with a quick couple minutes on the market. Someone asked, do you foresee another push in Rune? It's at 1.16 right now.
Wow.
It'll take some more time so I can get for a cheap price.
Rune is
Forgot about it.
Rune is Cal's favorite outside of Leo.
I do love me some Rune.
I just been hodling my bag of Rune. I have a little bit of Rune Bitcoin staked, not a ton. I haven't looked at it in a while. I'm just letting it earn.
Yeah, I wrote a post recently about Rune, and I have been scooping up a little bit of Rune quietly, just dollar cost averaging small amounts, just to keep acquiring more. Obviously, I'm holding a big bag. I did sell a lot of my Rune above $10, so I'm pretty happy with that trade. And I'm kind of feeling like I'm getting another opportunity to make a big play in terms of scooping up Rune at $1 and potentially selling it over 10 again at some point in the Sooniverse. So yeah, my personal opinion on Rune has not really wavered. I do think that there's been a lot of negativity, and I wrote my post kind of around that. There's been a lot of negativity through the hacks that Rune saw, and some kind of prominent community leaders in Rune leaving the project.
That's never good.
But yeah, it's not good. But that being said, the fundamentals on Rune haven't changed. They launched the, single-sided staking that they always said that they would launch. So the development team behind Thorchain has not wavered in terms of delivering on fundamentals. And I think we all know that, in a bear market, things can get pretty nasty in terms of sentiment. But if you can see that the GitHub activity is still high, the developers are still active, I think you can clearly see that there's a lot of good stuff happening on the back end of Rune and Thorchain. So for me, it's more about the fundamentals that matter, and following the famous advice of Warren Buffett to buy when there's blood in the streets, and sell when people are greedy. That is what I'm doing with Rune right now, scooping it up at $1 when everyone thinks it's going to die.
Makes sense.
And yeah, so I mean that's obviously a 10x play. I think I personally think it's going to work nicely, but not financial advice. Do your own research. It's an asymmetric play, right? Like either it's you buy it at $1 and it's going to go to 0, or you buy it at $1, it's going to go 10, 20. Again, its all-time high was $20. So you got a potential 10 to 20x return if it doesn't go to 0.
I'm taking Nifty's comment completely different. It says Rune and cacao, and I'm like, yes, I'm going to watch my Rune while I sip on some warm, delicious cacao. I am assuming that is a crypto I've not heard of. CACAO. Can't keep up with the new coin. In fact, honestly, I need some new coins in my life because, as we always say, the 100xers of the next bull market are not going to be the 100xers from the last bull market. So I need a couple lottery tickets. If the Threadcast doesn't get to 300 threads, everyone who chatted here on Web 2 will get a 100% downvote from Leo. A Nomad Soul has spoken.
He has spoken. So I just got the numbers from Addicted, and it's from a Dallas post as well. But it looks like there are 900,000 roughly comments per month on the Hive blockchain, and Threads has contributed now 200,000 of that for the month of May. So that is, what is that? About 20, close to 25%, almost.
Hashtag winning.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So Threads has contributed almost a quarter of all comments on the Hive blockchain this month. So that's pretty amazing. I would love to see us really, start to push for 50% plus of that.
Indeed. Well, I plugged in 2 threads on the thread storm, which is above the cat's average. So don't downvote me, bro. Also, the weekly Whenstone recap post is now live. So for any of your friends that missed the show, you can find the recap there along with the link to the YouTube so they can listen up for the keyword. If you don't want to be a good friend and tell them. Yes, that's pretty much how I look at Rune either 0 or huge gain.
Yep.
No in between. And that's how I have to treat it, because honestly, my updates are what you just shared. I've been so out of the loop in terms of anything going on with Rune. So I pay attention to Leo, I pay attention to Cub, I pay attention to Bitcoin. A little bit Atom, and obviously Ethereum. And outside of that, that is the bandwidth of my attention for crypto in current times, with all the other things that go on in life.
Yeah,
cool.
I pay attention to Leo, Hive blockchain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Rune. That's pretty much it.
Well, I'm glad we got to hit a nice chunk of questions in the Threadcast. Obviously, we'll never hit all of them.
Yeah, there were a lot that we missed, but I still am upvoting everybody, and I will jump in and text reply to some of you guys too. Tons of comments. I think, what did we end up at? 193 comments. Pretty awesome. pretty awesome.
Sweet.
Sweet. Next week will be June. Let's see what day in June.
Looks like the 6th.
6th of June.
June 6th.
Sweet.
Alrighty then. Well, another good show in the books.
Yep.
Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Again, breaking records is the keywords with a space.
Make sure
or
you
without a space, or maybe with a space. I don't know. Try both.
try both.
Yes, like I said, the recap post is posted, so send out to the Leo universe for all those that did not join us, so they can stay in the know and see all the things they're missing, and they can FOMO. I will
Sweet.
type the keyword in. See, that is the keyword, breaking records. Again, I don't know if it has a space or not, so you can try both, because me and Eric did not pin down whether he's putting a space or not. Rock and roll. Well, until then, may your threads be active and your upvotes be plenty.
Yep. We'll see you guys June 6th.
Peace out.
See ya.
Threadmaster, keep up the good work.
With the good threads.
The good
Stay calm and
fight.
keep threading.
Cool. Peace out,
See you
everyone.
guys. Thank you.